Hey YouTube, this is Backcountry Outdoors and we're here with another video, and I've had a lot of questions about how strong is the KBS. So today we're going to test it out and we're going to put it through a little torture test and see how it does. I want to go over some pros and cons of KBS with you real quick. Some of the pros is it is durable. It gets hard. It lasts a long time, and your baits will stay shiny and new for quite a while. One of the downsides to it over UV is it takes a long time to dry. So if you're one of these impatient people who cannot wait, then the UV would probably be best for you. Because you can fish them fairly quick, same day usually. With KBS, I have at the colder temperatures, normally I let them dry for a little while, just hanging. And if it's one of the bigger baits, like something I painted right here that's a little small, I will not put him on the lure turner. But some of the bigger baits I'll throw on the lure turner and let them turn for a little while. And I usually keep my lure turner up at the house, so I'll carry it in, I'll put it on the lure turner, and I'll let it run overnight. Then I'll take it off and let it dry additional 2 to 3 days before I ever fish that bait. That way I know that it is cured and it is hard. That's the best way I found to do it, and I'll probably stick with the KBS because it is easy. It's you can see what I do. I just dip it down in there, I hang it, and either put it on the lure turner or just hang it till it dries, one or the other. And it works out for me. It does good. But you've got to have patience with it because it does take a long time to dry. Another thing is it's not two-part. So I take it from the original container and I put it in a mason jar. You want to keep some acetone or the KBS K1 thinner, because you're going to have to keep this rim cleaned off or else you'll get stuck. It's hard to open. And I use some saran wrap to put around it and keep on my jar. That way it don't stick as bad and it's easier to get the lid off, and I ain't down here struggling, because you're going to struggle to get it off if you don't put anything on it. If you accidentally decide to go in the house and you leave this lid off and you wait a day or two and you come back, and you're going to have a bunch of ruined KBS. And this, for a pint jar, it's like $50, close to $50. So it could be an expensive mistake. But the UV, it's got that downside too. If you don't keep it in a dark jar and the sunlight gets in, you've ruined it. So, I mean, there's a trade-off there. There's pros and cons to everything you're going to use. Paint baits, making baits. We may even do a couple videos on plastics, because the molds make a big difference when you're shooting plastics. It's just, the more money you spend on the molds on plastic makes a big difference. So there's a trade-off on everything. There's pros, cons to everything, and you know, it's what you want to use, what you like to use. But I'll tell you, KBS has worked for me. I appreciate you, and we'll get on with the video. So we got a lure here that I painted here a while back, and my daughter set it down on a white table and it pulled some of the white paint, and I cannot get it off. It is stuck good, but the other side is perfectly good shape. And we're going to take a drill bit, a wire wheel, and I got a thumbtack on here somewhere, a little thumbtack. And we're going to see how much it really takes to tear this KBS up. We'll start with the drill bit. Start right here. And it's a good sharp drill bit, and it is taking some of it off. But you wipe that, what it scratched up off, and it does not get down to the paint. We'll go to this thumbtack here. We'll stay in the same spot. We're going to try to get down to the paint. And we just finally really got down to the paint right there. We'll go to a different spot. We'll scratch. It takes a lot. It's deep. But it's still pretty good shape. And old wire wheel. Tarnishes a little bit, but it don't get down to the paint. We're still not through the KBS yet, down to the paint. So let's get a drill. Alright, we got a drill, and we got a wire wheel in it. And we're going to hit it a little bit right there where we're hitting it at. Still ain't quite to the paint yet. Got a little bit of white showing right there. Let's go up top right here. Yeah, we took a little bit chunk out there. And that's holding it down pretty good. We'll go to another good spot that we ain't scratched up yet. And just lightly hit it instead of putting a lot of pressure. Marks it up pretty good, but didn't get to the paint. It'll be hard to see right there. Didn't get down to the paint. You have to get it at a pretty good speed to get it down to the paint. The reason why I don't mind doing this to this bait, because I'm going to repaint it. I'm going to strip all this off and sand it just a little bit so I can put some more paint on it and repaint it. But I've seen a test I've been telling y'all I've been thinking about, and I may buy some just to test it. I got the lights here that I can test it with, the Luminolight, but a friend of mine done a test the other day. He does TikTok, and it was the easiest to scratch, the Luminolight was. So I don't know if I will be going to Luminolight now, because I've done this with KBS before. I know it's strong, it's durable. Only spot on it's where my daughter put that paint on it, and you can't hardly get it off or pull that paint off. So this, I mean, you have to really put it through the ringer to get this stuff off. It is fairly durable. Once you get a place to chip, though, as you can see where I chipped it a while ago, that wire wheel gets up under it and just throws the paint off. But if you get right here where it's not been damaged, it takes a minute. There, we just finally got it to break skin just a little bit right there. So all in all, as you can see, KBS is pretty durable. This is a brand new drill bit that I was using, by the way. Brand new Milwaukee drill bit. We'll get it right here. You can scratch, 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 scratch it, scratch it. And it does pull shavings off. Pulls the shavings off of it. But it doesn't get down to the paint. So if you're fishing, which we don't have them here in Georgia, where I fish at anyway, if you're fishing for the toothy critters, I don't think you're going to have any problems with this lasting a while, because any bait, even store-bought baits, if you're catching pike and muskie, I mean, it's a matter of time before they get scratched up and dinged up. And the same here with the rocky bottoms. I mean, you know, I get a couple years use out of them. And I think you'll get about the same with the fishing for the pike and stuff like that. So, as far as KBS goes, it is pretty strong. There may be something stronger, and I'll keep looking. But until I find something that can beat the KBS, I'm not going to swap. It's good stuff. So we torture tested that one, and you can see KBS holds up pretty good. And I mean, I was bearing down pretty good with the wire wheel, and I think the thumbtack being real sharp, it probably done a little bit more damage than any of them. The quickest, but that wire wheel, you know, you can hold it there for a minute before it starts eating into the paint. It takes a little while to get through that KBS. And I got some good news. I did buy a new camera, and you can see it is cold in Georgia tonight. I got the heat on down here in the shop, but it ain't warmed up yet. That's the reason why I decided to do this video tonight. I got to get the shop warmed up so I can do some painting. May even shoot some soft plastic baits tonight, but I got to get the shop warmed up first. I appreciate you people that watch this video, and if you liked it, hit the subscribe button, and we still got plenty planned for this channel, so stay tuned. I appreciate you. Backcountry out.